This is Matt Hammerschmidt with Matt Hammer Tech. This is this week's episode of Networking with Matt. There's a lot of choke points on this router now. Yes, it's got a lot of Ethernet ports, but there's choke points in this setup. 802.11 AC technology, 2 to 3 gigabits per second transfer speed for Wi-Fi connectivity. If you want to expand your system, this setup, the cabling, the ports is all choke points. Even with my Cat 6 cable. Okay, this Cat 6 cable is a choke point right now with this current router. If I were to be setting up a large scale operation. Anyways, it does what I wanted to do just fine right now. But let's say you wanted to stream 4K video. Now, this is kind of a choke point right now. It's only 4G LTE capable. This is a good option if you can get a coaxial connection to a cable company. But remember, you're going to pay out the nose no matter what for high-speed services. So, right now, this is just proof of concept that I'm doing for the purposes of this channel and for the purposes of my personal use. And along with this, it's going to be upgraded later. If you've been watching my channel, you know what this device is. And you know what this device is. And you know what this device is. And you probably know what you're probably wondering about is, what is this cable? It's an RJ45 style cable. I'm getting technical now for a reason. You need to know this stuff when you're planning your modem, when you're planning your network. Gigabit will not support, I can't reiterate this enough, gigabit technology will not, under any circumstance, handle what most consider as, what consumers consider to be 4K technology. Un momento. Translation, one moment. Okay, I'm back. So, what you all need to keep in strong consideration is technology grows. Okay, so why is it important to keep everything in, to take choke points into consideration when planning for a network? Well, you need to know your choke points in your network, in your existing network, so you can eliminate them. So this is only capable of 150 up from megabits per second, and about, I believe it was 40, or 150 down, 40 up. Whereas this is capable of up to 643 for download speeds, and I believe it's 100 and something for upload speeds. But the problem with this is you are connected to a wire for service. Why is that an important thing to remember with the current hardware here? And also the wiring. And the technology here. Well, the main issue here that we're going to face is, to put it lightly, the main thing we're going to be facing here with this series is upgrading your components and knowing what technology is available. So, this is a question you need to ask yourself. Which is better? And I'm going to tell you right now, you need to take this into consideration. By being relied on a physical on an actual physical hardwired connection, if you are using it for any circumstances of a smart home, you have got to understand something very important. If you have this type of setup, a modem that is a cable modem or a CenturyLink style modem, as in a DSL modem, I believe it is, what you need to remember is you need to have a backup of how you can do things. That is why, this is outdated. I can't reiterate this enough. Yes, it's got 802.11 AC technology for Wi-Fi, but what you need to understand is, for a smart home, this is not ideal technology. This is far from it. It's only got one Ethernet port in, and this is harder to manage. We're going to be moving over to a new brand from what I've got for a router in the future. I'm going to turn my room into a smart room very carefully and very smartly. Now, you've got to have a dual wide access network input connection. You got to have dual wide access network connection ports on a router for a smart home. Now also, why is this router not ideal other than that? This is only gigabit technology. It's a choke point for expanding distance-wise, or if I need to expand in general. So, let me ask you this question. If I said which is better, why would I say that? Yeah, this is the faster of the two, but yeah, this is... The other thing you got to keep in mind is this is wireless. If you can hide this, if you can actually hide this using Power over Ethernet technology, a modem that is Power over Ethernet technology, where you don't need to hook it up to a wall outlet, which I don't have one on hand to show you what it would look like. I'd have to pull my bed out and all that crap. Anyways, I'm going to cut to the chase here, because I only have 15 minutes tops for each video I upload. You need to have a very managed router where you can set it so that a set port on your router for your wide access network, which is the connection to the internet outside your house. The reason you need to have a backup is because with smart home technology, if somebody cuts, I'm going to pause this for a second, your coaxial connection, which you'll know it's got, when you look at the wire, if you know what you're looking at, you can shut down a security system that is completely internet reliant. That is a very huge problem with coax connections. But the problem here is, one thing you really got to consider here, I can't reiterate this enough, is you need to have a wireless connection that you can hide in your system, because it's hidden in your system from the outside of your house. Somebody who breaks into your house, if you have done it right, and you've done your research, or you've followed my channel and taken the steps to know how to set up a security system that calls you on, and you can do it all on a budget. Just remember, I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to involve programming. So this is kind of a project if you want to save money. But what you need to remember is, another thing you need to remember is, yes, you got to have a fast connection. If you're streaming YouTube videos and stuff in more than one location. If you're streaming 720 or higher YouTube videos in your home or from your connection, you have got to have higher speeds than 150 megabits per second. Correction, you've got to have higher than 4G LTE technology. And you can do it on a budget because 5G is coming out in a couple months. It's going to be new and it's going to be expensive. 4G LTE modem right here as your backup. And set it up. I'm going to show you what routers you can do. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to link products and stuff in the videos of what you can do for setting up a smart home. And I'm going to include a lot of information. The whole importance here to all of this is fail-safes. If you have a smart home, you're going to have everything connected together. Everything. You cannot steer clear of having everything interconnected in your home. You need to be able to and you're going to have to use managed network switches. You're going to have to use managed, mid-spans. And you're going to have to be able to access everything remotely for everything to work accurately. And I'll go through all this setup with you guys in this series. It's a very important thing for me to cover for a reason. But that's going to conclude today's episode. So what's the next thing I'm going to do for a purchase? You'll find out later on. So if you really want to see this series, you need to make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell. Also, I would enjoy, if you are really interested, I would enjoy a thumbs up. I'd enjoy your feedback. Just remember, I'm taking input and I'm also doing this from a guy, from an experience of, I've researched this since high school. Since I graduated high school, I've been researching this. So, yes, I'm going to answer all your questions in the series regarding smart homes. If I can't answer them all, I will do my best to answer as many of them as possible. Anyways, that's it for this video. I honestly would appreciate you guys sharing videos if you would be willing to. But this is going to be a nice series that you're going to want to pay attention to. Have a good one.